Welcome back, YouTube family. Whether you're new here, whether you've been here a while, I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your time. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, all right? So, in a previous video, I had said that I am a recovering people pleaser. I am a recovering people pleaser. And what I meant by that is, I spent a lot of my life, earlier in my life, I spent a lot of time saying yes to a lot of things that I never necessarily wanted to do, or I went along or went with the flow many times, even though I knew better, even though I knew that this wasn't necessarily the direction that I wanted to go, but I went anyways because of that desire that I had to make those around me feel comfortable, to that desire that I had to fit in and to be a part of the group, a part of the crowd. And yeah, because of that, I said yes a lot, but I was remembering a story just now about one of the times that I said no, and the response that I got from saying no that time really stuck with me, and it will always stick with me, I believe, because it was many years ago, I think it was in 2014, and I still remember vividly the response I got from saying no that particular time. So in another video, I will give a more of an overview of my journey to faith, my journey to Jesus, my journey from being lost out there in the world to now being saved, to now being a man of faith. Some would say a man of God, all of these things. I'll do a video in the future, really and truly delving deeper into how that transition happened. But this particular video, I want to talk about saying no. I remember back in 2014, I had just recommitted my life to God and thing, and I was living in Kingston up to that point, going to school at UWI. I went back home to Mandeville. I moved back to Mandeville. Long story. And again, I'll talk about this in a future video. Anyways, I moved back to Mandeville. And at this time, I had recommitted my life to God, as I said. But I had to go back on campus for a weekend. I don't remember what I went for, but I had to go back on campus for a weekend. And yeah, so I stayed there with one of the guys that I used to live with on campus there. And I remember the night, I think I went up the Friday, and I was there till I think the Sunday or the Monday or something like that. But I remember, I believe it was a Saturday night. A group of friends that I have there that at the time, whom used to party with, whom used to, gallivant with, and, live that life with. I remember they were going to a party the night, and them said to me, they asked me, them say, yo, there, and say, we're going to X, Y, and Z party, forward, and I was like, no, I can't, but at that time, I was between two minds. I was going back and forth in my thoughts, because remember, I had just recommitted my life to God, so I was about that life not too long ago, partying and doing all of the things. And then all of a sudden now, I knew or understood that I was now called to a different standard. I was now called to be different. I was now called to make different decisions and live in a different way, So I was there kind of battling internally. Should I go? Should I not go? Should I go? Should I not go? But ultimately I said no. I will never forget. I said no. And it was a group of them. And I remember one specific virgin said, you're a sellout, man. Like he said, you're a sellout, man. You're a sellout. God, you sell you out for, but a sellout same way. You hear that? He said, God, me sell him out for, God, me sell them out for, but a sellout same way. And that thing just hit me deep within. It hit me in my soul, in my spirit, in my bones, in everything. It resonated with me, because in my mind now, I'm saying to myself, so if me sell you out for God, who was I walking with before? So it's not that I never knew, after recommitting my life, it's not that I never knew that my life for so long was being controlled by the enemy, if you understand what I'm saying. I knew that, but just him actually saying it out loud, say me sell them out, but a God me sell them out for. But it's a sellout same way. I say, look there, just like that, my no. Me saying no was a no to the devil. And I'm not calling my friends the devil, right? I am saying the whatever they were planning to do that night was not, I never nothing godly, right? It was ungodly behavior. Let's just be real, right? And right then and there, my no to them was a yes to God. And many times as we go along life's journey, especially if you're a believer, if you're a Christian, you will have to say no. You will have to say no, because the no that you will say will either save your life or save your soul, or both. You understand? So me recovering now from being a people pleaser is not just off of my own will. It's because of my faith as well. I realize that saying no is necessary. Saying no, though it is an option, because you always have an option or an opportunity to say yes as well, saying no many times is necessary for the saving of your very soul. Right? So it doesn't matter how long you've been going down a certain path. When the Lord start talk to your heart certain way and start show you some things and start lead you in a different direction, you better say no. Yeah? And then just in general now, in life and going through life, you realize that you can miss out on what you should truly be doing. You can miss out on who you could truly become, because you're saying yes to every and everybody. You're saying yes to every and everything. And before you know it, you have no idea who you are. Before you know it, your whole identity is shaky. You understand? Because guess what? If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. Any and every breeze blow, you will be blown in that direction. So saying no is necessary. Yeah, man. So there is power in saying no. There is power in saying no. Right? You cannot be a yes man. You can't be a yes man. You can't be a yes woman. It cannot be. Listen, people will take until you say no. Especially for some people who, you're just a giver. You're just a giver. You will always find a way to give. You will always want to help a certain situation. You have to remember this thing that I learned some time ago. That guess what? Takers, they have no limit. They have no boundaries. So givers must set them. Takers have no boundaries. So it is up to the giver to set them. Set the boundaries. Say no. You can't make people just bleed you dry. You can't make people just take from you and you have nothing else to give. You have nothing else to pour. There comes a time when you must say no. And going back to the story that I told you earlier, there comes a time when you must say no, because the no that you will say will be you saying yes to God. The no that you will tell whoever, in turn, is you saying yes to God. So remember today, there's power and there's liberty in saying no. All right? Blessings.